and performance. Built on real data, real medicine, and real results, we're here to help you look better, feel stronger, and live fully. Come vibe with us today.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 9.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 9. It is Thursday night, which means we are one day away from officially being done with the work week, getting ready for our weekend, and that's exactly what we're going to get you ready for. So let's hop right into this broadcast because I know we're all excited for our Friday morning and everything that comes with it. We have a dry overnight period in store for us yet again, and honestly, most of y'all are reading this headline and be like, why are we emphasizing a dry overnight period? Most of us have not seen the rainfall. That is the story for us here in North Mississippi. Those rain chances, they continue to be very minimal. That'll kind of continue into the next few days ahead, but starting to pick up a little bit on our weekend. Friday continues to stay mostly dry. A few of us will still with some heavy downpours, maybe even a rumble of thunder. But on the bright side, we're not talking about a severe weather risk and not a severe weather risk every single day for your upcoming weekend like we were talking about last weekend. Also, those rain chances, we're going to also just cover that as we get ready for your Saturday and your Sunday because that continues to be the headline for almost every weekend here in North Mississippi. Every time we make it towards Saturday and Sunday, well, rain chances want to be a part of the party. We'll let you know whether or not you guys are included in that. But let's start off with some live looks all across North Mississippi. Out here in Boonville, 81 degrees, feels like 88. You guys are enjoying a clearing continuing to take place. Some clouds out there in the distance where the sun continues to set further out west. Still beautiful shot out there as you guys are enjoying last bit of y'all's Thursday evening before heading into the overnight period. Out here in Columbus, a little bit further south, 81 degrees, feels like 86. You can see everybody still getting to and from, but roads not quite as busy as everybody's winding down for the night. That wind coming out of the southwest around 5 miles per hour. And our last stop tonight down here in Carthage, 79 degrees, feels like 82. So best spot so far from what we showed you guys. That wind, not too bad, coming in at 0 miles per hour. Now take a look at the first 12. We're enjoying mostly clear overnight period, also dry. Temperatures in the upper 70s by 10 o'clock, cooling off slowly towards the mid to low 70s later on tonight for your overnight lows. And as we wake up tomorrow, we're going to enjoy another sunny start to the day, but thankfully a drier one. And we'll quickly work our way up into the mid 80s by 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Now let's take a look at your mama Justice Doppler radar. Going to be very hard to find any rain changes, but technically they're still out there. You just got to look very closely, kind of like a Where's Waldo situation. Most of us are enjoying dry skies. The only rain chances that we've seen have been in the most northeastern portion of our viewing area. And there we go. These are those spotty showers, 10% that we're talking about. Most of us not really seeing them, and honestly, 10%, even a stretch. It is barely any of us, but most of you guys out there in Tishomingo County have seen some showers continue to cross the state line, now affecting you guys out there in Russellville. And we can even put this on a loop, and we honestly probably don't even need to change our look here to see all the rain changes that affected us here today. You can see those spotty showers continue to move on through. That's about it right in this frame for Northeast Mississippi. Just to prove it to you guys some more, I'll back this up so we can see all of North Mississippi. Those were the rain chances we talked about. Most of us continue to stay dry. Now we're going to have a similar kind of forecast for your Friday, but different locations have a better chance to see some of that rainfall. And again, some of those could be a little bit heavier at times. But let's take a look at your surface analysis. We don't really have any weather makers in our area. In fact, the closest pressure system is actually down there in the Gulf. It's that high, continues to spin clockwise. And we also see kind of this trough axis that's providing still enough lift to provide us the chance to see some of these showers. But again, we're just not in that pattern right now to where they're going to be very abundant or widespread for our viewing area. So let's take a look at Futurecast to get ready for the overnight period. Again, depicting a few of those showers, most northeast portion of our viewing area, while all of us enjoy, I would say sunny, but clear skies as that sun continues to set. That's going to be the story throughout most of the overnight period as we're enjoying those mostly clear skies. Two different cloud masses kind of getting closer and closer towards North Mississippi. A little bit more abundant for you guys in the southern portions of the Delta as most of North Mississippi will enjoy a sunny and dry start to the day. And then we're talking about partly cloudy conditions continue pushing further and further into the afternoon. That's what the next 24 is talking about. We're starting off in the low 70s, working our way up quickly towards 90 degrees already by 12 o'clock, partly cloudy skies. That's going to continue throughout the rest of the afternoon as we're warming up and as we get ready for our evening. Yes, a few of us have the chance to talk about maybe a few rain showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder if we're feeling a little bit dangerous tomorrow. But that's about it. We're not talking about anything intense. We're not talking about anything severe. In fact, most of us not really going to see those rain chances. So we're going to continue breaking them down for you. Who could see these rain chances? When? How long could they last? When will it affect you throughout your Friday? But also coming up in the next 60 seconds, we're going to be giving you the latest news all across North Mississippi with Miss Emily. Check the very latest coming up in the next minute.
Rain, humidity, wind, and storms can take a toll on your home. When they do, trust the team at Absolute Restoration for roofing, water damage, and mold remediation. 662-760-4348.
Hi, I'm Mississippi Live Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon. Reserve your St. Jude Dream Home giveaway ticket by July 31st, and you'll be eligible to win the house and the early bird prize, a $10,000 gift card to Brooks Grocery. Visit dreamhome.org to reserve your ticket for $100 and help St. Jude Children's Research Hospital continue its life-saving work. Then watch Mississippi Live on October 29th to see who wins the house and the other prizes. Reserve your ticket today.
Hello and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us on Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. Well, another one bites the dust. Lee County, Itawamba County, and now Farmington have dropped the idea of a mobile home ordinance. Farmington aldermen voted down a proposed mobile home ordinance that would have required 3 acres of land and a 175-foot setback from every property line. Separate rule to set a minimum house size was also dropped, calling it discriminatory and an act on affordable housing. But like the others, the city of Farmington is not dropping this idea completely. Aldermen say they will rewrite both of the ordinances. Read more in the Daily Corinthian.
Wow, and the only exercise you get is getting out the cruise.
Rain does y'all's job for you.
Guys, we run into burning buildings. Y'all panic when the coffee machine breaks.
We don't need to hear this from a bunch of second responders.
And I guess you're gonna show up early and tell everybody where to park.
Oh, I'll be here.
Yeah, be here for what?
This video is absolutely hilarious. Corinth Police and Fire are going toe-to-toe for a good cause. The annual Firefighter versus Police softball game is Saturday, benefiting Havas Kids. It's an organization that sends kids and adults with special needs to Disney World. Here's the information. The event is Saturday, July 18th at Corinth City Park. They'll open the gates at 5, first pitch at 6. By the way, I suggest you watch this entire video. You can go to the Mississippi Live Facebook page for a really good laugh. Several area road projects continue in North Mississippi. Those projects work along I-22 in Marshall and DeSoto counties and a 4-lane expansion in Lafayette County that's already been underway since 2025. The Mississippi Department of Transportation says the $138 million expansion of Highway 7 in Oxford probably not going to be done with that until 2029. Great. The work along I-20 will add a cable safety barrier. That's the fence that you see there in the median. And they say that work should be done by the end of the year, hopefully. Thank you so much for joining us here on Mississippi Live. I'm Emily Leonard. Have a great night.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Welcome to the next generation of local news, Mississippi Live. Where you are, when you want it, we're focused on you because local matters. We are Mississippi Live.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us for Mississippi Live Weather at 9. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, can't escape the rain chances as we're heading into the weekend. Not quite as abundant as what we were talking about last weekend, and definitely not talking about severe weather. We're starting off with the low 90s for your Friday, working our way up pretty much to the mid 90s already by the end of the weekend. Definitely heading into your Monday and Tuesday before we can hopefully finally talk about some more rain chances by your hump day to help cool us back off into the low 90s. So let's break this down for you guys. Take a look at Futurecast. Again, most of us continue to stay dry. If we're seeing any showers, it's for Tishomingo County and getting closer towards Russellville out there across the state line into Alabama. Not really seeing these showers down here outside of Lowndes County and out there towards just north of Aliceville. So again, a little bit too aggressive on these rain chances. We're going to return to dry conditions pretty quick, and I can already start agreeing with the model around 12 o'clock and on. We are talking about dry and mostly clear, if not completely clear skies throughout the rest of your overnight period. And the beautiful thing is we have a fantastic start to our Friday morning and for our morning work commute. It'll be an absolute fantastic start to the day, especially with these low temperatures. Most of us enjoying low 70s, a few mid 70s in the mix, 74 in Cleveland, Belzona, 75 out there in Greenville, but 71 Bruce, New Albany, Oxford, Boonville, Red Bay, Iuka. I could keep going on and on. Not a bad way to start wrapping up the work week and getting ready for your weekend ahead. So for the kids that are still enjoying the last few days of summer, it's still going to be a fantastic day to spend out there in the pool, especially because temperatures warming up, making that water feel a little bit nicer. Upper 70s by 8 o'clock, low 90s already by noon, and then continuing to work your way closer towards mid 90s by 3 o'clock tomorrow with some cloudier skies to help provide some shade, but that UV definitely very high tomorrow, so keep that sunscreen handy as well. If you're like me, you'll burn quite easily, so I always need to keep that handy with me as I go about my summer days. But taking a look at Futurecast again as we break down your Friday, we're enjoying a dry and mostly clear start to your day tomorrow, and that's going to continue throughout most of our Friday. Again, we could talk about maybe a stray sprinkle or two out there towards Monroe, getting closer towards northern Lowndes County, but other than that, it's going to be very brief, non-impactful. And even by 12 o'clock, we're still enjoying mostly sunny skies, but some cloud cover starting to make its way back, and we're getting closer towards that convective temperature where we can start to see some of those showers and maybe pop up heavy downpours start to occur. But still not quite seeing that yet by lunchtime. As we continue throughout the rest of our afternoon, it takes a little bit longer, even by 3 o'clock, starting to see a little bit start to make its way for you guys out there in the southern portions of the Delta. But as you can see behind me earlier, a lot more activity further out east into Alabama. It actually takes till 4:30 to where we can finally start to see some color and heavy downpours affecting you guys in Monroe County, getting closer towards Shelby and Cleveland. That's at 4:30 for your Friday, and continuing throughout the rest of your evening. Still continuing to see those fan out affect a lucky few. If you want to see some of those rain chances, if you want a drier weekend, well, thankfully, most of us are in luck, but those rain chances still not off the table, just completely not quite yet. Those high temperatures, this will affect all of us as we go about our day tomorrow. Low to mid 90s all across our region, and Red Bay continues to be the place to be. The only spot in our viewing area still coming in the upper 80s, so can't erase you guys or upper 80s completely off the board, but still going to be another toasty afternoon, and those feels like values. A lot more of us reaching triple digits, but that's also July here in Mississippi, and you guys out there in the Delta, 105 in Clarksdale, 106 in Cleveland and Greenville. If we see this verify, we could start talking about those heat advisories getting in place, but you guys are seeing some of those showers. That could help cool you guys off. So thankfully, not quite on the table completely, but we'll make sure to keep you guys updated. Keep that water bottle handy regardless. The temperature is just going to keep rising throughout the rest of the weekend. Now, take advantage of your Friday because this will technically be the coolest part of your upcoming weekend. Going to be a fantastic day to go out to the park if you're not spending your day out there in the pool. Mid-70s bright and early, low 90s already by 12, continuing into the afternoon hours. And like we were just breaking down on Futurecast, could deal with maybe a rogue shower or a thunderstorm in your late, or well, technically late afternoon, early evening hours as we go about our Friday night. Now, this is coming back to Futurecast, but with our strike model, giving us a little bit more opportunities to see some rainfall for North Mississippi. And Strike's done a pretty good job, but it's also a little bit more aggressive. So we always take this with a grain of salt. But one thing that me and Matt continue to break down is we're expecting that tropical disturbance. It's not a named storm, but we're seeing a lot of moisture out there in the Gulf, pretty much along the Florida Panhandle. That's going to continue to try to churn, and it could kick out some short waves, some kinks in the upper atmosphere, and that can just kind of provide enough lift or disturbance for us here in North Mississippi to keep those rain chances on the table. So Strike picking that up a little bit better than other models. So still viewing this, but wanting to give you the very latest. So as we continue throughout our Friday evening, still talk about those rain showers. They don't last quite as long. Even by midnight, we're already back to those drier conditions with partly cloudy skies in the forecast, but thankfully not talking about a washout throughout the overnight period and even for our Saturday morning. Most of us starting off completely dry, maybe a stray shower out there in the northeastern portions of Attala County, but even then, that's going to be a little bit of a stretch as we're getting ready for our Saturday. But take a look at this. If you were tuning in during the 5 and 6, we were talking about abundant chances of rainfall. We're already to 12:30, not seeing a speck of green on Futurecast just yet. It takes a little bit longer by 3 o'clock, of course, reaching that convective temperature where we can start to see those thunderstorms and showers start to develop. But again, not quite as widespread. So a little bit heavier out there in Tishomingo County again, but Winston, Attala, maybe you guys out there in the Delta, still seeing the chance for a few showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder. Not talking about anything severe whatsoever. And even by 6 o'clock, by the time I'm going live later on this weekend at 6, might not be able to track out anything, which of course is always a good thing for our weekend because we are tired of having a soggy forecast. So I think most of us would enjoy to see this verify, but we also need something to help cool us off and wash the plants and crops for us. But as we continue throughout the rest of the overnight period, we're getting ready for our Sunday. It'll be a little bit warmer, but also drier and clearer start into the overnight period as well. So let's take a look at those high temperatures. Like I mentioned, Friday is going to be the coolest part of the weekend. We're already warming up quickly into the low to mid 90s. Red Bay not coming in the upper 80s anymore, but still best case scenario coming in at 90. Still very toasty as we go about the afternoon, and those feels like values, triple digits all across our region. 105 in Clarksdale, 104 Cleveland, 106 out there in Greenville. So hoping to keep these rain chances in the forecast just enough that it doesn't make that mugginess issue those heat advisories or start reaching that criteria, but that's something we're going to keep our eyes on a lot as we get ready for these toasty conditions. And that, unfortunately, will follow us into the work week. So again, those rain chances, they're still on the table throughout the next few days here. We're going to continue to slowly warm up through the low to mid 90s by our Sunday. Really toasty Monday. Go figure. Drier conditions by the time we're starting off the work week. Mid 90s for your Monday into your Tuesday. And then some more rain chances on your Wednesday, hopefully cooling us all down. So we'll make sure to give you the very latest as we get ready for the work week. But thankfully, we have a weekend coming up first. So make sure to download the Mississippi Live Weather app. You can do so by scanning the QR codes on your screen or go to the App Store. Just search Mississippi Live or Mississippi Live Weather. Either will be fine on the App Store. And that way you can join the Mississippi Live family. We'd love to have you guys and give you the very latest, whether that's weather or news. We'll make sure you are best kept up to date with everything ongoing here in North Mississippi. Real quick, checking the chat before we wind this down and get ready for the 10 o'clock. All of y'all seem very excited about it finally being Friday, or pretty much right on the doorsteps. Had rain Monday and